Anchovies. Meep.
Meep.
Meep, meep.
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 Meep, meep.
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 Meep. Meep. Meep.
Meep.
Meep.
Meep.
Meep.
The next stop is WonWay.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night. This is WonWay Podcast, episode 52. My name is Henry with my guy, Samir.
We made it. We made it.
1 year,
made
52 episodes. Facts.
52 episodes in the books, man. What's the Vibby?
It flew.
I honestly
I remember. Yeah, me too. I remember
episode
exactly
one.
where we started.
IKEA makes me sad. That was episode 1. Wow, that's crazy. What has changed?
Within the podcast or within us?
With the vibe, with the podcast, with us.
Yeah, I would say like by what? Like the routine that we got, right, is just like no questions asked now. I think the first couple of times, bro, it was like we trying to figure out the routine. We trying to figure out what's our agenda, what's our goal, like stuff like that.
Everyone knows. I think everyone knows that we used to fight. Like we used to like not fight, but there was like a elephant in the room, and there was like a tension because we both didn't realize like we weren't enjoying it at first. You know what I mean? Like we were doing it. We had like a different method to record, and we spoke about this before.
Yeah.
And at one point, I could tell Henry was on edge every time we linked up to record, and I'm just like, "Yo, bro, like we got to figure something out because this is not it." And then we just scratched a bunch of shit. But something I also realized that's hilarious, actually. For the first, 5-6 episodes, the second the episode was posted, I would run to listen to it.
Oh, word?
I would run to listen to it. I'd go for a bike ride. I'd go to the gym, and I'd have it playing. And I'd be enjoying it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how y'all do it. But after episode 6, I was, yo, these guys are boring as fuck, man. And I stopped listening to it. I stopped listening to this shit, bro.
No, bro, I'm actually I maybe like the last out of, let's just say 5, the last recent 5 episodes, I've genuinely listened to 3 of the last 5, and those are the only 3 I've listened to since we've done it.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Why the last 3?
I don't know. I think I was free and I really don't know. I think I just played it. I might have liked the content like in one of the episodes that made us laugh during.
Yeah.
And re-listen. That's when I would hit you up, and I'd be like, yo, this is the funniest shit ever. Yo, we're back. I'm like, yo, such a cornball. I'm like, yo, I would listen to my own podcast, and I hit up Samir, and we get our insider jokes, and we know the Vivi within each other already. So just hearing it play back, it's like that much funnier for me, and I'm like, yo, this is the funniest shit ever.
No, there's times like what I'll do is sometimes like I'll go onto the podcast, the Apple Podcast, and I'll just swipe through and I'll click on a random episode and click it. And I'll just listen for the first 5 minutes to see the Vibby. And like I try to listen to it from a viewer's perspective to see if like there's anything I would change and things of that nature. But something I noticed is when we have to edit a lot. Like a lot of times we say some shit that we don't want to keep in, or we say some shit that we can't keep in. But it's comedy each time. So when Henry's editing, a lot of the times he'll send me a voice note of the editing portion. And I'll just die laughing because I'm like, yo, boy, just fucking leave it in the episode. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean? Like,
OD.
Yeah,
and that's another reason, too. I know for sure, like, if I know we had to edit, like, certain things out of the episode, I'll re-listen to it, boy, and cry laughing because, obviously you guys have no idea where the edit was necessarily, but I knew why I had to edit it, and I'm just be dying laughing. I hit up Sim like, yo, this is wild, son.
Yeah, high key.
1 year, dude. 1 year of I'm glad, yo, bro. I'm glad like it's so funny, bro. Like we started it and it was like, yo, I just don't want to miss a week. Like my whole thing, I was just like, yo, I don't want to miss a week. Like this was something I really wanted to enjoy doing and really take serious. And I was just telling Sim like, yo, all I want out of this is an episode a week consistently. That's all I gave a shit about and still give a shit about,
Yeah. I think in the beginning also. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying like it's crazy. Like now it's 52 episodes in. Like, bro, it happened so fast. You know what I'm saying? Like
a year's worth of episodes, high key, man.
It's just crazy.
I swear, I remember going to IKEA to buy the table for our podcast.
Oh yeah,
I remember going to IKEA.
That's right. No. Real quick. How many times we used the table?
Like 2.5. Yo, OD, we bought a table from IKEA to record in Henry's basement, and then I caught COVID in like the first 3 weeks of the podcast, and then we GG'd and then started recording from our own homes. And it's just been more comfortable ever since. Boy, I don't want to leave my
100%.
crib. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? So something that I peeped with I fucking said it 2 seconds ago in my head too. That's the crazy part. It's old age shit. I kid you not. No, not about that IKEA shit.
Something you peeped that we I guess used to do.
GG, it'll come to me.
Yeah, but facts. I remember all that, man. It's funny. It's funny just thinking about it, you know? Like what if we never started? Like we always wanted to do a podcast. Like how much would it suck, bro? Like it's been a year and like we have like we're still talking 52 weeks and it would just like I said it would just suck like if a whole year passed by and we're here still chatting about we should have started a podcast. So it's just nice. It's just nice to like this is some shit I know we wanted to do and then actually just have a year in and it was dope.
Something I know something that we spoke about in the beginning before we started recording was like, if we start this, there's no just like stopping after like 7 weeks.
Yeah, we were big.
You know what I mean? Because like it that resonated huge with us because we see a lot of podcasts and a lot of people in general. And it's not to like knock anybody because life happens, but the type of people that like we wanted to be with this podcast was like some people who are consistent. That put in the work. And I'm fucking choking over here.
No, DOD.
I'm over here like trying to talk through it, boy. Just a fucking water, boy. Shut up. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, we wanna walk through it.
OD. Yeah, we wanted to be committed to it, man. We just didn't want because this was something I was gonna enjoy. I knew this would be dope, and Sim was like, "Yo, we should," and it was like, "Yo, I'm not here to bullshit this one." You know what I'm saying? I'm not this one.
High key. So it's cool, man. It's cool. I know in the beginning I had to change my perspective on the purpose of the podcast. At first, like my purpose was really just like it was always to chop it up and it'd be fun, but it kind of was like, okay, maybe I can make money on this. And then after like a few weeks, I want to say even a couple months in, I was like, yo, like I look forward to recording. Like, it's almost like a degress of the week. I get to just wind down and just chop it up for the next week coming type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And I think like, yo, I think you get the question more than I have at least, but like, yo, what's up? Like, you're trying to make money off the podcast. Yeah. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that approach, right? Like if people want to make money off of whether it be like something they're creating or a podcast, I think it's dope. It'd be dope to make money off of doing what you like to do. Facts. But I was telling Sim, I'm just like, bro, I don't want to lose this fun piece of it. And I feel like I followed a lot of like YouTubers and stuff, for example. And I think I don't know if you mentioned this. I was on this is when we were about to announce like to Instagram that we have a podcast. And I remember like Sim was just ready to like, yo, let's just tell people. And I kept like yo, we kept going back and forth like hold on. And
that was something that we definitely like butted heads a little bit about because I know 100%. Like for me it was like, yo, we're like 5 episodes in and nobody's able to even know that this exists. Like nobody's even listen. Like not one person's gonna hear it because they're not gonna know it exists. You know what I mean? I wasn't so pressed about like, oh, are we getting downloads? It was more so like, yo, are people even aware that this exists to listen to? You know what I'm saying? And Henry, he got me, but he was also like, he didn't want that to be the focal point of the podcast for himself. And in hindsight, I'm actually grateful for it, man, because it made me enjoy the podcast more and not fiend for like, oh, are we not getting downloads? Are we getting downloads type shit? You know what I'm saying? Like every week, it doesn't matter. Like at this point, we're just going to release whoever listens, whoever doesn't type shit. And we just keep it rocking.
Right. And that was my whole shit, man. And I just, because I know myself, it is just what it is. If I'm doing this and yeah, it's fun, but I'm high key looking at downloads, high key looking at who's listening. Do we have more downloads than last week? Like that type shit would make me hate this shit. Would just make me hate this shit. Like this isn't fun anymore. I'm more focused on who listens to it than actually creating an episode. Like I hate that'd be disgusting. And
high key.
And I've just seen like content creators come out publicly before and say like, I'm quitting YouTube because I'm stressed at the pressure of putting an episode out every week, and if I don't, like I get shitted on and things of that nature. Like there's relationship couples that have like YouTube channels together, And I'm sure when they started, they were like, yo, let's create a YouTube, let's vlog our life, like I love you, you love me type shit, right? Yeah. But then they actually created a whole following.
Holy Barney boy, I love you.
Oh, they relax, boy. But you see these couples break up because of YouTube, like because of the pressures of YouTube, because maybe
that's wicked.
And I could see it, like the boyfriend or girlfriend, like one of the partners could have definitely been like, I want to wake up and start vlogging. I want to wake up and start vlogging. Where the other person was probably just like, yo, calm shit. Like let's can we not like necessarily vlog today? And they be forgetting to say like I love you to each other and things of that nature because they're so focused on the vlog. Like, and I was just like, yo, I'm not trying to be caught up so much on that.
Henry didn't want to ever forget to tell me he loves me. So
Dio. I was like, yo, I'm gonna focus on saying I love you, some relax, boy.
That's a big portion of that. So I saw a question on TikTok.
Yeah.
And I loved the question, and I promise you it had me thinking. It was the 3 a.m. Chronicles of Samir.
Real quick, I don't know if I said this, but if you are out there, right? Yeah, anyone out there, if you're out there and you're up at 3 a.m. and your mind is going at 1,000 miles per hour with ideas, you know, like good ideas, and like, yo, man, we can just hit up Samir, because Samir is on overdrive at like 2 or 3 in the morning. And
it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. There have been times that I have texted Henry with no response. He hasn't responded. But I'll keep texting as if he did respond. You know what I mean? Like with ideas of things, like whether it be like, you know, like just creative shit or business shit, like whatever, just ideas, like shit that just comes to mind. Like, yo, what if we like, you know, not necessarily pertaining to the podcast, just in general. I remember my food page. Yeah. I was about to start selling food and I'm just like, yo, I got the idea, boy. Fuck around. You see me in the kitchen at 3 o'clock in the morning trying recipes, boy. You know what I mean?
You hit me up at like 4 in the morning, like, yo, like my business opens up in an hour. Like I'm selling food. I'm like, Sim, I'm tired. You know, I'm trying to sleep.
It's funny because Henry's the type, so he won't respond to a text. He'll use the emphasis keys. So he'll use emphasis, like, dislike, question mark, haha. So like, I'll be like, yo, Dick, you up? Like,
thumbs up.
Here we go. I got it. Yo, Dick, we up? You up? Thumbs up. All right, cool. He's up. Yo, what do you think about this shit right here? Question mark. He'll question it. You know what I mean? I'll say the idea. He'll put the heart mark if he likes it. If he dislikes it, he'll literally put the thumbs down. And then I'm like, yo, boy, speak, boy. And then he emphasizes a message he sent 3 hours earlier that said like, yo, I'm sleepy. And he'll emphasize it to not have to text again.
Instead of writing, I'm sleepy.
Yeah, exactly. So like today, for instance, we were supposed to record yesterday, Monday. Ended up getting pushed back today because Henry yesterday, he just wasn't in the Vibby to record. There was no Vibby for him. So I was like, all right, bet. So we recorded today and like I texted him, I think it's 5 o'clock. I was like, yo, in the next few hours, we're going to rock out. We'll start recording. He likes it. Text him again like 2 hours later, just like a little ETA, like, yo, another like 40 minutes. Likes it. Yo, get on. Likes it. I call him, he's ready to go. You know what I mean? Like, it's funny shit. It's just, that's him. Like, that's his shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. Versus me, I'll give, like, an explanation. I'll say some shit. Like, yo, what's good? What time? Like, and I'll talk some bullshit. So that's this fucking bozo.
That's funny. I'm glad. I know you know. Like, you know, it's not, because if I do that to anybody else, you know, it's like, this kid's, am I bothering him? Like, am I? Like, no, you're not.
And there's another thing he does also. He keeps his phone on Do Not Disturb. Now, he started this, I want to say, about a year ago. And, like, he started it out of nowhere. So, for me, I didn't know that. So, I would call him, and the phone would go right to voicemail. And I'm like, yo, what is this kid fucking stupid? Charge your phone, bro. Like, I'm thinking this kid's phone's dead. We're supposed to meet up in, like, 10 minutes, and I'm over here calling his phone, and it's going straight to voicemail. He said, nah, Dick, I left it on Do Not Disturb. And, like, I remember we argued about it. I was like, yo, bro, like, what are you doing?
Like, what's the point of that? What's the point of that?
Like, we had shit to do. Like, you should pick up your phone, bro. Like, we're not kids, you know? Handle your shit. But now... in preparation, I call, hang up, and then call again because that bypasses the Do Not Disturb.
Oh, dude.
So every day, Henry will get a missed call from me, but that's only because I'm trying to call him in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So it's stupid shit. Like,
that's so funny.
It's stupid shit, man. But man. All right, here's the question.
I'm curious to hear this right now.
Would you rather be able to speak the same language as animals? Would you rather be able to speak to animals fully, or know every language in modern American or modern history? And like,
it's funny. My homegirl asked me this question, and easily, I'm saying I want to know every language, every human language, Easily. You know, do you understand? You know that experience of life, how elite that becomes, knowing every language.
Imagine being able to just drop anywhere in the world and know to speak their language fluently.
Nah, that's you.
Part
get
of the reason
around,
why we don't
man.
go to certain places is because of the language barriers. You know what I mean? Like,
bro, you can't throw like if we go to Russia, we don't know how to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like, how are we gonna get around?
Yeah.
Where if I knew and if I understand it, bro, you ask questions, you go here, you go there. I don't know. I think that experience in life would be different. I get the other piece though. If someone wanted to maybe understand animals and speak to animals.
Yeah, Henry's the type to speak to animals and tell them to like go somewhere else. Like, we don't want them here, type shit.
Nah.
The message like, we don't want you here. Get out of here. You're useless.
Boy, you. Oh boy, you could speak to animals.
Fucking field day, boy.
No. You be in the park. You'll sit down with the pigeons, boy, of New York. Like, nah, we chilling right now.
Wait. I went up to some lady today. She had a pit bull. This pit bull was fucking, boy, like a pit bull, boy. You know what I'm saying? Like a real pit bull, boy. Yeah, like angry. Yeah. And I'm over here like, oh, you boo. Ooh. Can I pet him? And she's like, yeah, he's friendly. I'm like, I bet. So I start petting the guy. Boy, his face felt like muscular. Like his face was built of muscles.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, and I'm just petting him and he's kind of looking at me, but he's not licking me. He's not like showing me any love. So I'm just like, yo, I'm going to slowly stop petting him because I don't know if he's feeling the vibe right now. So like I'm petting him, and then I slowly backstep and fucking walk away type shit.
I'm weak, yo.
I'd still have to pick the languages though, like no matter what. You know, that would be crazy if not. But I think if I had the opportunity to be able to like live in the ocean and like be
that
like
would be
breathe
cool.
underwater, like would you rather like fly or breathe underwater?
I think fly easily.
Nah, I can't.
You'll catch me in New York City, like in the sky every other night. But I go to the city every summer, like 3 a.m, walking. Like, you telling me I could fly? It's Spider-Man, boy. I promise you, boy. 3 a.m, I promise you. You see Instagram stories, boy. Like, you gonna be like, yo, this guy's always on a helicopter, like this late type shit. Like, nah, bro, I fly, bro.
Oh shit. Nobody think about the ocean though. You see mad dolphins like this boy coming out the water, boy, and you see a guy with a beard like right next to it. You know what I mean? Like doing this boy, like doing this way, going out the water with him, you know? Like,
boy,
shit,
imagine
like,
you like jumping out the water like a dolphin, boy.
yeah, type shit. Yeah, like that,
Nah,
boy. You know what I mean?
we chilling right now. Pull up.
Yeah,
Yes. I'm gonna catch you. Relax, boy.
Boy. You sit in the jungle with a lion,
bro.
you know what I mean? Chopping it up. Like, yo, how was your day, bro? Like, nah,
This is the thing, though, right? Like, let's say you could speak to like a family of a lion pride, right? It's still.
Are we speaking like animal world, or are we speaking like a human to an animal? Like, hey, what do you need? You're hungry? I can get you food. Like, do you need water? Or are they saying like, yo, tell your humans to stop killing us type shit? Or is it like, roar?
I see what you're
just
saying.
Speaking
It's,
animal shit, you know? Like,
maybe you're saying that out loud, right? Like, or maybe like a lion. But the point is, you understand each other. Like, you understand.
Okay.
Like, if you're saying like I'm hungry, they know what that means. And
I
shit
bet,
like that.
bet.
So even if you were to speak like that, and you're human, right? They could still be like, yo, back up, because I'll kill you. You know what I mean? Because if you go to a lion right now, a pride of lions, you'll probably die. You know what I'm saying? So speaking their language is not going to save your life. If you pull up to a pride of lions, you'll probably die.
But you level
still.
with them.
You gonna level with a lion?
Type shit.
You gonna level with a
Yo,
lion?
bro, like, yo, chill, family.
Yo, chill.
Your family. Like,
No, you.
Nah,
all right, my bad,
bro. I'm from out here.
What you gonna say?
You know what I mean? I'm from out here, bro. Like, what's good? Like, hold me down. So, like, I can rock with your pride? Nah, like, it's clip.
They don't
know
care.
what I mean?
I would feel like they wouldn't care. Like they you look like food.
Like,
boy.
listen
You
to
look
this
like
conversation right now. You know what I mean? Like, like hyenas, boy. You know, hyenas and lions, boy.
Yo,
If spoke
I
to
said
hyenas,
it.
boy,
No,
like,
hyenas. I wish. I'd be like, yo, y'all the fucking worst animals on the planet. Like, y'all all fucking whack. Y'all killed Mufasa. Yeah, you're the reason Mufasa died. I hate hyenas, bro. I hate hyenas.
Yo, son, that's crazy. There's like some alternate ending or like alternate part of like Lion King where they're saying that Mufasa, Scar actually eats Mufasa type shit. That's why when he's dead and you go down, they show the bones of him and shit. And it shows that Scar like was on some cannibalist shit, like ate his own kind type shit.
That's interesting. It's conspiracy shit.
Type shit, yeah.
That's funny.
What about like animal mating?
What about it?
They mate just like humans, bro. Like low key, just like humans.
High key.
Like lions, gorillas. Like, yo, I'm positions and everything, bro. Like, just like humans. Isn't it wicked? It makes you think about, like, evolution and, like, how that shit came to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it does. But that, you know, that's interesting now. Like, you know, if you think about it.
If you really think about it, it's the truth. Like, the organs and shit that we use, you know, penis, vagina, like, that whole nine, like, it works, boy. Like, animals do it, humans do it type shit. Obviously, you have some that are, like, what is it? Not asexual. It's,
like,
fuck.
Yo, do chickens have sex?
Think about this, boy. Do chickens have sex? Yeah, they have to have eggs. They're mammals, aren't they?
But
No.
it's not like you become pregnant with eggs in you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
They
chickens don't just
lay
naturally
eggs.
have it. Yeah, they lay eggs. How?
That's what I'm saying. What's that answer?
Hold on. Yeah, bro, little chicks.
No, I know, but it's not like you giving birth. Like you lay eggs.
Here we go. Hens don't have babies. They brood eggs and hatch chicks. But a significant difference. Hens, if of a Brody breed, will want to set whether or not there is a rooster present. What's going on, Google? What are you
Real
doing
quick,
to me
just
right
write, do chickens have sex? All right, do hens have sex? Intercourse. I don't think
now?
they don't.
Do hens have sex? Or does Henry have sex, boy?
No. Henry
is it
lays
funny?
eggs, boy. Relax.
Do chickens have sex?
Look at us, boy. Chickens doggy style, boy. Chickens
Imagine,
do
boy.
doggy chicken style.
Mad. It's so stupid, boy.
Boy, chicken style, boy. Chicken broccoli, boy. Relax, boy.
Chicken sex is pretty short and workman-like. A rooster might mate up to 30 times a day, depending on the number of hens in his flock. He leaves millions of sperm cells inside the hen's oviduct with each mating. Sperm, yeah, he does. They do. Yeah.
How does that work? Like,
But female chickens do not need roosters around to mate with them in order to lay eggs. That's why many chicken owners have only hens that still produce beautifully unfertilized eggs to eat.
you feel me?
Man,
You feel me? What I'm saying? Though?
I get you. It's like the whole what came first, the chicken or the egg? You know what I'm saying? That's where that theory comes from. That saying comes from. What came first, the chicken or the eggs? What came first, Henry? The chicken or the eggs? High key.
The chicken, bro. I get it, right? That how do you get the chicken through the eggs? How do you get an egg through chicken?
No way. Scrambled eggs way?
No. Tomorrow,
Chicken
boy.
wings way. That's it, boy. That's the only conversation we need to have right now, boy.
Boy, OD, son.
No, but think about that. Oh man, animals, boy. Yeah. I feel like a little fucking Discovery Channel, mate.
You know what's
Come
wicked
look
to
at
me,
us.
son? You know what's wicked to me? People that have sex with like chickens.
It's crazy because I wasn't gonna be the one to say it, but
you
I was
did it
definitely
before.
I was gonna mention. Oh, here he goes.
You fucked three.
I was
how many-
gonna. Go ahead,
Go-
boy. Go ahead.
I was gonna
do a lot,
reach.
boy. Do a lot. No, do a lot, boy. Do a lot. Do a lot. My man said you penetrated a chicken sandwich, boy.
Chicken orgy, boy. Chicken sandwich.
With Popeyes, boy.
Oh
Listen to
my
me.
god.
Listen to me. Bestiality is mad wild. Like bestiality is the act of sex with animals.
Bro, I remember real quick. I remember we're in a group chat, me and you. Our boy sent the video. You know who you are.
Oh my god, I remember this shit.
He sent the video. I think the dude was fucking a hen. I exited it so fast because I was just like, the human eye should never see something like this.
Yeah, so
And-
real quick. Let me give a little a backstory. Henry doesn't
Yeah.
watch like gory shit. He can't, he doesn't want to watch it. I don't know if he can't or he doesn't like
No,
to or
this-
whatever it might
you know
be.
what it is? Go ahead, I got you.
Well, yeah, Henry doesn't. Like, he won't watch gory shit. So, like, a man fucking a chicken, you're not sitting there watching to stroke your meat. You're sitting there watching it on some, like, what the fuck is going on?
I know,
Yo, man, let me get out of this shit, man. This shit is not, like, what is going on right now? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
There's some things, man. I really believe, like, humans, like me, bro, we should never be seeing. Like, I should never see someone get murdered. You know, like I should never see someone having sex with a chicken. Why? Why?
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
there's some wicked shit on the internet, man. I think I mentioned this in one of the podcast episodes, if I'm not mistaken. I mentioned the dark web, right?
Yeah.
We definitely mentioned it. So just to like touch base on that, like there's been times where you click on social media and you end up on a fucking comment that someone left on the shade room, and you end up in like a dark web Instagram page. And I've seen some wicked shit that I probably shouldn't have seen, and I did my part. I went and reported the page because some of the stuff is really like these people deserve to be in jail type shit. Like they deserve to be locked up. Real talk. Like they're murders, rape, like a bunch of crazy shit. But sex with chickens, it's like, bro, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? What are you doing? But speaking of bestiality, and since this topic came up, I was talking to a friend of mine, and she brought up the idea of fetishes. Like, what is a fetish? And I thought about it, and I'm like, you know what? This is probably something interesting to talk about. So, what do you think about fetishes, and how they have produced in our lives and in our lives, and like where does it come from, and like what is it exactly? Like a fetish, we obviously know is like some shit that people want to essentially do that gratifies them in a way, whether it be sexually or not. I'm not too sure. Like fetish is different from like fantasy.
Right. Like yeah. I agree. I think maybe not every fetish. Nah, maybe every fetish. Honestly,
What?
it just stems from like trying to just reach more. So like for example, sheesh.
The time that you fucked a chicken?
No. I don't want to talk about that, but yeah. No. So like even something like that. Let's talk about having sex with animals. Someone will have sex with humans, right? And they just don't have that satisfaction of having sex with humans anymore. So they just start finding out what other channels can I go through to like have like a crazy experience
it's like
with sex.
It's like
you know what I'm saying?
A high almost.
So it's like, what if I like fuck a chicken? Like, I wonder how that would feel. And then you end up doing it to try to just reach that next level of like that experience. And then you end up, for all you know, it ends up being better for you. And now you out here.
I think, oh man, it's so crazy.
Fucking chickens.
It's crazy because, like, I've heard of fetishes before, like, where, you hear about, like, that's the thing. Is there a fine line between fantasies and fetishes? I believe so, because you could have a fantasy of wanting to, sleep with a certain somebody versus, like, having a fantasy of wanting, a fetish of enjoying hot candle wax being poured on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, or fucking, as crazy as this sounds, I'm going to get a little raunchy, guys, forgive me for this, but, like, there's some people who enjoy getting peed on, like, during sex. You know what I mean? Like, some people enjoy getting peed on. Wait, so he's like, yo, let me piss on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's good? Like, let me take a leak on you. What's good? Like, there's a lot, and I think we'd be surprised at how crazy it actually gets. I think urinating on somebody is actually the least crazy that I've heard of. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've heard of fetishes, not necessarily from people I've dealt with, but like you see it online, you see it everywhere. Like, not the actual fetish, but the conversation of it.
Like getting shitted on.
Fucking L, man, that's so wicked. But I was thinking along the lines of boy, getting shitted on. Boy, that's so wild. Like, there's some dudes, it's called like cuckold. So they like to watch their wife have sex with another man.
Yeah, I heard of that.
And it's just like, what's happening here? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't necessarily know what that is, but it has to all come mentally. You know what I mean? This is all, obviously it's mental, because if you're sitting here not even, I don't know. It has to be mental. It has to be a mental chase, like a mental high.
Yeah, that's the only thing I could think of, because where would that something like that stem from? Like, if you would say.
That's the thing, though. It just depends on the person, because, like, I think majority of people, it stems from.
But think about it real quick before you say that, because you was like, it depends on the person. Like, so you're saying like there has to be some sort of experience that made you realize, I like my wife having sex with other men. Like, I don't think you just.
Not necessarily. Let me explain why. So for me, when I think of how does this escalate in your mind? How come you can't just have, sex with your partner and not fuck chickens and get shitted on and get pissed on, like crazy shit, right? Crazy shit. But how did you get to that next level? And what tells me is that that's a form of, I would have to assume, like pornography escalation. And what that is basically this idea that when we first started watching porn as kids, nobody teaches us this shit because everybody thinks it's taboo. That's another word. Remember that word, taboo, because in this type of conversation, it'll come up a lot. But taboo things, like things that we're not supposed to do, like, ooh, mischievous, like, I think that does something to the brain where it's like, I'm not supposed to do it, so fuck it, I'm gonna do it. And it makes it more exciting, and all the dopamine rushes you get combined with stimulation, combined with actual physical touch, that shit probably combines and brings this crazy feeling of enjoyment from it. But I think the whole pornography escalation thing has to do with just like you're constantly in the front of a screen. You start off at a young age. I can attest to this. I spoke about this on previous podcasts as well, where I started watching porn when I was like 12 years old, bro. Like fucking 12 years old.
I started like 7th grade. 6th, 7th
type
grade.
shit, you know what I'm saying? And it was the stupidest shit. It would be like girl with boob, like, you know what I mean? Like it'd be anything. And over time, you know, it got to the point where I was searching up shit that I'm like, yo, that's why after you're done, it's like, yo, get this away from me, son. Like this is mad nasty. That post no clarity, you know, that men talk about. Women understand it too, I'm sure. But I think porn escalation, what it does is you're allowing your mind to get used to the same shit every day. Okay, you started off with this soft type shit, this regular sex. You want a little bit more exciting. Your brain's still searching for it. So now you go into some crazier shit and crazier shit and crazier shit. And then you get to a point where there's nothing on porn websites. You can't find this on porn websites anymore.
Right.
And then it stems into something else. And if you watch a lot of serial killer documentaries, I wild out mentioning serial killers, I know, but a lot of serial killers, their addiction started from porn. And from porn, it got worse and worse and worse. And then they started going out in the real world and committing these crimes on women because they weren't good. Porn wasn't good enough anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And those types of fantasies aroused them. And that arousal, bro, I always say it, bro. We always say it together, bro. If a man can't control his sexual urges, that'll be the downfall of him. You know what I mean? Like we know how important that is to be like a healthy individual. And it's crazy because we live in a world right now where it's highlighted to be expressive and to like, yeah, just fucking fuck all day long. Like, yes, this is your body, your mind, your soul. And we do that a lot. But we ain't having these other conversations, you know what I mean, about taboo topics. You know, we're trying to change it, but the effects of what it's doing to people is a lot deeper than we actually realize. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And then I think, too, you see how you said, like, you know, it is what it is. This world, like, kind of makes that, like, okay, you know what I mean?
It.
Right, like okay. And I think there's, you know, things of that nature that has like some negative lasting effects on people, like to the point where marriages end up being broken because of these kind of things, right? That no one speaks about, right? But oh, yo, you have a threesome, try to have a foursome, fivesome, sixsome, like it's even better. Like those type of things that we think is the move long term have such a negative lasting effect to, you know, I've told you all the time, like I'm not a fan of how, like, it is what it is. I live in this world, right? I'm here, and there's a point where I told Sim, like, there's a lot of things I was seeing in terms of that, like, where I was like, yo, a lot of these things have like negative lasting effects long term, but it's really normalized. All this shit is normalized, and that's when I was telling Sim, like, I want to just disconnect from. For me, it was social media, because I would just see it all over social media, and I didn't like feeding myself that shit. Like, even if it didn't have an effect on me personally, I just felt like that's something like I shouldn't be like thinking it's okay, you know what I'm saying? Because again, no one speaks about the negative lasting effects. You the man, you have 5 chicks at one time, you know what I'm saying? But now you married and you're not enjoying your sex because it's only one girl. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a problem, bro. And and that happens more often, I think, than you think.
Yeah, and you know, like you mentioned just now, like social media and how that manifests in social media. You know, you don't see on social media people getting pissed on all day, but what you see is the normalization of hypersexuality, and that comes from a generation of people who fuck all the time, who are always having sex as fast as they can, whenever they can, if it's available, they're doing it.
I don't think it's levels to this shit. Yeah, there's levels to it. So I just want to highlight, like, it's not sex. I don't think sex is like bad. I think you should be having a lot of sex. But there's some things I think that are I think sex is just very tainted. You know what I mean? Yeah. And we spoke about it, and things that are normalized, I just feel like have more negative lasting effects than people actually think.
Yeah, there's definitely levels to it, man, because like, you know, a lot of people will just say like, yo, if you're not harming nobody, then go for it. Do whatever the fuck it is you want to do. But I think harming oneself is also something important to note. You know what I mean? Like, I know I was at a point in my life when I was younger where I would fucking watch porn 2-3 times a day, bro.
Yeah.
And if I was off and it was just me in the crib, bro, a couple of hours, I'd sit there just watch porn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You fucking, it's wicked when you look back on it. You really think about it. I'm like, yo, damn. Like, it was a lot, and it was unhealthy for me because it made me I was the opposite of what I wanted to be, which is productive. Like, productivity for me, like, it shut down, and everybody's different. You know, some people maybe need that to be productive, but like for me, it shut me down, and I had no drive to go meet women. I had no drive to do any of that. And I know people personally that have dealt with the same problem and have suffered from like ED when dealing with erectile dysfunction, and like, I don't know how it manifests with women. I can only speak for myself, but I'm sure there's studies done on women as well on how porn and like the hypersexuality affects them as well. And then, you know, you come to these taboo topics of people wanting to get shitted on and degraded. And and it's crazy to say that, hey, if you want to get shitted on, more power to you. You know, if you're safe.
I don't know.
But that's the thing. But that's the thing, though. On a unbiased standpoint of our opinions, we have to accept that as like a. Not accept, but more so like we have to accept
like
that. Like, yo, if they're not harming nobody,
it's a thing. Yeah.
Yo, bro, if she wants to get shitted on, if he wants to get shitted on, bro, what's the problem? If it's consensual, go for it. And a lot of people agree with that, and I almost agree with it too. Like, yo, if that's what floats, whatever floats your boat. But I also think that we not realizing, yo, why does this person want to get shitted on? What's next? You know what I'm saying? What's next when they don't want to get shitted on anymore? What's like the next level? Because it gets darker and it gets darker and it gets crazier and it gets crazier. And for all you know, that's literally how people start doing things they're not supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? Whether it goes to child pornography, whether it goes to things like rape, whether it goes to these types of things, those are taboo topics that a lot of times from some type of sexual addiction. You know what I mean? Like, it's deriving from sex. And, you know, people are to blame for that, obviously, but let's get to the root cause of the problem as well, versus like, oh, yo, no, that person, he's a fucking rapist. I get that. Go to jail forever. But instead of like, we throw them in jail, but now let's fix it for our younger generation too, so that we're not raising more rapists. You know what I mean? Like, they gotta, you know what I mean? Some of it stems from a sexual addiction, bro. This fiend for sex, how stronghold that has on a again, I'll only speak for men, on a young man's world, that feeling that it brings. And
go ahead. I have a
crazy,
question after
man.
this.
It gets crazy.
So you see, we're saying like how you know, I could have misheard you just now, but like I think you said like, you know, we should be seeing how like the future generation of kids, like how we could not necessarily have them, whether it be getting influenced by porn or whatever things that'll start to, you know, have these negative lasting effects to where, you know, like now these guys are rapists and now these guys like fuck chickens and things of that nature. Like, is there really a solution to that? Like, is there really a solution to that, would you say?
I mean, I personally, let me rephrase everything. I don't think if you watch excess porn, you're going to be a rapist. I do think out of 100% of people, there is a percentage of people that porn will not do it for them anymore. And when they cannot find the person to deal with their sexual preferences, they may force their way to do it. And that's what results in things like rape. And that's not okay. So if I'm not saying, again, this is not the solution for every case, you know, this is case by case basis, but I think a big percentage of rapes that occur are because there are men who literally cannot control their urge and they need to be put away because of an addiction that they may have had since they were kids. And it's not justifying it. It's just saying, let's look at the root cause of it. Had this person, and there's also cases where some people may have never even watched porn a day in their life, but still want to commit rapes and want to do things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could be that too. But I think porn addiction and that type of level of taboo porn, it comes from somewhere. You weren't just born and just wanted to get shitted on. You know what I'm saying? It comes from like this constant you're trying
to
every
reach,
different kind, and you're trying to reach a new high. It's like a drug addict. You know, they say weed is the gateway drug. Once you stop getting high off weed, you start going to the next drug, you start going to the next drug, and so forth. You know what I mean? And that's the same thing for sex, bro. It's like when you're not getting off on this, or it's not hitting the same way, you start going to the next thing. And also another thing we could mention, cheating. How come there's so many people cheating on each other? I think a lot of that has to do with sex too. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I'm tired of like shorty, like, nah, I'm not really feeling them, or the sex is kind of weak, man. That's my girl, but the sex is kind of weak, man. Like, nah, I had to go to this shorty, man. She was a baddie, bro. Like, I had to, one time. You know what I'm saying? And then it just keeps going, and it keeps going, and it keeps going. Like, there's so many different components of it, not just like, you know, the whole rape thing. And like, again, let me say it again one more time. I do not think porn necessarily creates rapists, but I think there's a big percentage of people who allow porn escalation to determine the type of sex they're having. And when it becomes problematic for others, then it's a problem. And it's just not healthy.
It's not healthy. And I agree with you. I think, do you think, no, not necessarily change it, but like, what if everyone just stopped watching porn, like for like starting tomorrow?
Impossible. Absolutely impossible. Never happen. It'll never happen. First of all, it's too big of an industry.
I agree.
It's too big of an industry for the government to say this. We can't do this no more. Too big of an industry. Makes too much money.
So would you say porn is good or bad?
You're asking the wrong guy, man. Because, okay, me personally, I think it's horrible. Like, that's actually like something I work on, to not watch porn, to try to not watch porn. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not perfect. You know, I give in from time to time, but I'm going to win those battles more times than not. Cause that shit, I know what it did to me when I was younger. You know what I mean? And like, it's just not something I want for it to be part of my life. Like, it's just raunchy shit. It's just raunchy shit. It's just not something and I noticed when I stopped, I started to just enjoy the simple things now. Like, on some calm shit. I'm not saying I was out here like, who wants to shit on me? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't on some crazy shit. But the fact is that I became more like, yo, it's calm shit now. Like, I didn't need fucking 10 minutes to get up. Like, I was out here, all right, you touched my hand, fuck it, we're good to go. Like, you know what I mean? Like, exactly. Type shit, you know? And like, it's real, bro. It's real as fuck. But like, if I had to like say in general, like, yeah, porn's a no-go. Like, it's absolutely, I think it's trash. But on the side of like the whole creative and sexuality and just explore, like, all right, bro, yeah, I get it, explore it. And I think people do that because there's such a taboo topic on sex when it's part of life. You know what I'm saying? And I get that movement. The movement's cool, but I think there needs to be like hey, remember that this was put here to reproduce. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the purpose of sex, right? Animals do it, like we said earlier. Animals do it, humans do it. There's a reason for that. So we reproduce. Okay, it's not only for, you see, that's the shit, man. This it'll just spin and spin and spin and spin and spin and spin.
Because the reason I asked is
somebody will refute it in a way. And
I mean, they could go ahead and refute it. It's just calm. We're just talking. I'm not here to convince you that of anything. You know, we're just talking. And I just only brought it up because you were saying it's impossible, and you was like, it's $1 billion industry or whatever, and
billions.
So what is it because it brings money? It's like it doesn't even matter if it's good or bad. It just makes money.
That's exactly right. We saw cigarettes and alcohol.
Because you hear it all the time, like, money is the root of all evil, and I think we underestimate like how deep that actually is. You hear it all the time. Rappers say it and whatever the fuck, like, oh, your money's the root of all evil, but you could really get deeper with it and think of like that nature. Like, why is porn here every day, every year, every lifetime? Because it brings in billions of dollars. Like,
and it's crazy because like,
and this is under the premise like, I'm like, what porn isn't necessarily good for you. That's why I'm bringing up the whole.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
You see people post shit all the time like, oh, ejaculation is healthy for your body and it does this and it does that, right? Like, I'm not gonna refute any of that, but like, something you also see, like, you see a lot of people that are on some like, quote unquote, for lack of better terms, woke shit, and when they talk about energy and they talk about energy transfers and like that, just like that, and like when you see energy transfers and they show pictures of like two people connecting when they're having sex, and when done in a clean way, they connect and it brings them to a level of connection, and I think that is so underrated now. because we use sex as an instant gratification versus a long-term kind of fulfillment in a way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that instant gratification of getting that nut is the best feeling. The buildup of getting that nut is the best feeling. That's what the shit that we chase is. You know what I'm saying? We're not necessarily chasing the connection with a person. We're chasing that nut feeling that we know this person will bring me type shit. You know what I mean? Like, and you know, growing up, especially for dudes, it was just like, yo, like as many girls as you can sleep with, bro, that's what you need to do. Like that was the Vibby. Like you were the fucking man. If how many bodies you got, bro? Nah, like at 7 and shit. Like I'm at like 20, bro. Like boys at 20. Like you got 20, boy. All right, boy, I see you. Man. Like you know what I mean? Like that shit is hyped up. But the whole time, dude got herpes. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. Yeah. It really is crazy when you think about it. Yeah, but I guess chickens don't have sex. Like you know what I mean?
We should just. Yeah, I was gonna wild out. I'm just not gonna say.
Yeah. You see, Henry, boy, that's what happens when you watch too much porn, boy.
Let's get that wild out with the chicken shit. Relax, boy.
Man, but it's calm shit, bro. Everybody,
it is calm shit. It's super calm shit. It's just calm, you know. And these are conversations I think that are not had. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think you in a group with your boys, you talk about porn, and it's like, name your top 10 porn stars. That's the topic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, we don't talk about like how does it affect the people in general. You know what I mean?
It's crazy because there's gonna be people that listen to this and they're gonna look at it from so many different lenses. And I think one thing I want to highlight is, yo, at the end of the day, Henry and I are humans, and we are capable of understanding the benefits, not the benefits, but the quick dopamine hits that come from pornography and seeing a porn star, that, you know, adult actress that you might be super attracted to. But in life, you literally have to learn to curb the things that are going to give you temporary gratification, that are going to give you long-term negative effects. It's like someone who's addicted to crack, you know, like you're going to get temporarily gratified. You're going to get high for this moment, but in a week from now, your body's going to regret it. It's the same thing. So making that distinction is mad important. You know, it's men, a lot of times we like, nah, son, like, yeah, bro, like I'm here, bro, like she's a fucking baddie, son. Like we keep thinking like that, you know what I mean? But we don't realize that, yo, what it's doing to you, bro.
Right,
like, you know what I mean? Like, and you know what I noticed too? I think I'm seeing it a lot more on like TikTok specifically. A lot of men are out here talking about it. Like, yo, porn addiction, man. Stop watching porn. Like, it does this, it does that, it does this.
You know what?
To
your point, I would say like this. I don't know. I guess this time we're in, or this generation, it's the first time I'll go on social media and I'll see someone trying to be an advocate to, like, in that case, like, why you stop watching porn. This is why.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't really. Personally, I didn't see that growing up. I saw, if anything,
not
like
at all. Encouragement.
Here's free porn, type shit.
Yeah, exactly. Literally free porn, and I think also our parents, you know, I want to say didn't know any better, but I think for us, when we one day, God willing, if we become parents, you know, we got to do better with educating our children on porn as well. You know what I mean? We can't just pretend it's not there, is what I'm saying. You know, because like I know my household, I grew up, I wasn't allowed to have a girlfriend. If I kissed a girl, I was a bad person. Like the whole nine, like no girlfriends, bro. Like no sex. What are you, fucking crazy? Like you weren't allowed to do it. Yeah. That was the Vibby that they taught me on, and I don't blame them. You know what I'm saying? They didn't really know how to navigate that conversation, new parents type shit. But I think we got to do better.
Yeah, to your point though, of like us being like, you know, God willing, if we become parents someday, and we kind of teach our kids, you know, like put them onto the game a little bit. Like, do you remember? I never had a conversation about sex.
Never.
Like I found out through like, I'm trying to think, and I don't really have like where I learned like about sex. But to me, it was like, I know for a fact porn. Like porn is how I kind of saw what sex was, and the whole nine. And that says a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that right there. Like you tell me I'm learning about something like sex through porn.
No, 100%. Literally 100%. And it's funny because like we never. I remember like my pops might have told me like he was also on some like shy, embarrassed shit to talk about this shit. But I think I might have asked my dad for a condom. I think if I remember clearly, I might have
even something like that. Like
shit.
do you remember when you first bought a condom?
No, I got it from the school.
They're just giving them out type
shit from the school. Yeah, it was at the nurse's office, but I was mad embarrassed to get it.
Yeah.
Like I was like, hey, you have a Band-Aid condom? You don't have a Band-Aid condom? You know what I mean? Like stupid shit like that. But as I got older, I started to like, learn. But I remember like with porn, man, it was wicked, bro. Like, every dude remembers the first time that they jacked off, Like, I'm sorry, people listen to this a little TMI, too much information. But yeah, you remember the first time and shit, you was looking at a fucking magazine that had a girl's eyelash on, slightly sexy, Like look at his eyelash, Like
crazy.
anything got
crazy.
you off,
Yeah,
Like,
it's just saying, it's just crazy how young and how like it started, and you do that like for like 30 years, and it just like that. It just like, let's get to the chicken. Let's get to the where we want to fuck chickens. You know what I'm saying? Like we almost there. It's crazy, dog. It's crazy.
You get to the balls, boy. It's like a big toilet, boy, of just shit everywhere, boy. He's gonna get shitted on. You know what I mean?
Yo, I don't know why, but before we this we recording, I thought about like, yo, there's people that like to get shitted on, and
That's what you've been thinking about?
Yeah, that's what I think about at home.
Like what do you mean?
Ask me another question.
You just randomly thought about it.
High key, I forgot why. I must have saw something on TikTok. It might have been like fetishes or something. I was just like, yo, there's people out there that love to get shitted on.
That's super ironic though, that you actually mentioned the fetishes first, and it's funny because I'm telling you, I had a conversation with somebody, and she mentioned fetishes, and I hope she doesn't ask me to shit on her, but here we are, and you know what I'm saying? Like,
if she does, GG, because Sim's gonna Sim takes 30-minute shits. You're gonna just be laying down. Yo, GG, bro. At WonWay Podcast, episode 52.
Yo,
1 year
episodes in the books.
Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for tuning in every week. There's high key like support on it, and I appreciate it. Like we said a couple episodes ago. Oh yeah, thank you. No, like G shit. Thank you guys for listening. Like it means a lot, and we just appreciate you guys kind of listening. Yeah,
absolutely. Thank you everybody for the love as always. 52 weeks in, Henry shits on chickens and then has sex with the chicken itself.
Scrambled eggs, boy. Peace.